Hey there, it's Kathy, your friendly neighborhood demonstrator, and I'm ready to put together my March Stamp a Greeting packet. So I have here a few of my stamping supplies. I got some black ink. I'm going to use Memento. I have my stamp set, the Happy Thoughts, and a few blocks to put my stamp on, and then my packet here. So my instructions I'll set aside and save them for later in case I need another card, the thank you card that I enclosed in your packet, and we're going to start with this card right here. Now, my packets only have one card in my package. Yours will have two, and you don't have to make two. You don't have to. You get to make two of them, but we're going to start with this card here. Let me show you first thing. So on my Misty Moonlight card base, well, really it's the mechanism or whatever, you'll notice that I cut from this score line to this score line. So what I did was with my paper trimmer, and yours is already done, but I put it in here at 1 1/4 inches, and I cut from this score line down to this score line. So just made a little mark there. So you'll have to make a note. It's not on your measurements, but that's something that you'll have to do if you decide to make this card again. But let's go ahead and lay out our pieces. So the big basic white will go here. The square basic white will be layered on the Just Jade piece, and that's gonna go, well, it's kinda gonna go here. This little piece of Whisper or basic white will be layered with this piece of Designer Series paper, and that's gonna go there. And then this Designer Series paper will go here, and this one will go here, and then these four will be like this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp on my two pieces of basic white. So on this, on the inside, I'm going to stamp just my inside greeting. In my case, it's just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. Ink that up good. Let's try to get it straight here. Whoop, and the right side up. And just stamp that down. Hold it, let that ink sink in. Okay, and then on that little square, now I'm gonna stamp my thinking of you, and I'm gonna put a flower, one of these flowers. Now I've included a bunch of little blue flowers like this, and you'll just have to pick the ones. I might have more in my kit than you have your kit, but you have several extras. Okay, oh, I didn't even show you. They're here like this. I'm off camera. Now I'm on camera. So you have to pick the ones you want, but I want to put him in that corner. So I'm going to ink up my thinking of you and stamp it down in this corner. Now you have two tries, because we're going to put this basic white onto dark cardstock. So if you have to stamp and it's crooked and you want to turn it over, which you know what I am, because I think mine isn't straight, I'm going to try it again. And I'm going to pay attention this time to make sure I get it as straight as I can. There, that's better. Stamp down my thinking of you. There we go. Now I'm happy. But down in that corner, so now when I put it, with just a little bit of tape runner onto my Just Jade square here, you can't see through it, that black on the other side, and it looks like that. Okay, set that one aside. Let's go ahead and add this one. Yeah, you can see I started my video, my phone died, I started over. I've had trouble with this video, but not now. We're gonna just go for it and finish it and get all of our cards done. There we go, and lay that there. I'm going to go ahead and take these two long strips of Designer Series paper and adhere them here. All right, fine. Here we go. Now my tape runner is not cooperating. There he goes. Lay that one there. And might as well, while we're at it, take these little 4 pieces of designer series paper. A little bit of adhesive on the back of those. Center those in here. There we go. And then this designer series paper, now I'm going to put the flower side down. I want it to be a little bit different, and layer this on my piece of basic white and go ahead with a little adhesive and layer this one right on this rectangle, not triangle, the rectangle right there. So now my card is pretty much together. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use liquid glue, and this way I can just slide it into place. But I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the very back here. And this is the piece, this is the back of where the whisper white, or the, I'm sorry, it's basic white now, where the basic white is. See, it's this piece here. And I'm going to lay that here on my Just Jade so that it's centered on there, just right like that. Okay, so now my card looks like that. I'm going to put the flowers on last, so let's fold our card now. So we need this piece here, we need these to fold back, and this one to pinch here. Did you see how I did that? So I took these 2 pieces here, I pushed them back, and then I pinched it here and put it, and then pull this over so it looks like that. And then take my bone folder and give a good fold on these parts so it looks like that. Then this square here, I'm gonna put some adhesive on him and lay him right here on this square in the front. So now when you open your card, it looks like that. Okay, so now we just need to add those little flowers. I'm gonna use a little bit of Tombow or liquid glue just right here on the inside in the center. Hold that down for a second. And then another one here on this little rectangle here. And then the last one needs to be put on this piece here, but I think I'm going to put it down here just under my words. Now I don't know if that's what I did on my sample, but I think I like my flowers right there. And then these flowers I'll just set aside for another project. Or add more flowers and go crazy with your flowers. Then also in your kit, I've included them in there. In my kit, I don't have them, they're just in my packet. But we're going to take 3 of these little pearls here and just set them on the inside of our flowers. This one. Now, usually I don't put embellishments on the inside of my card because then it doesn't lay flat, but this one's not going to lay flat anyway, so I thought it didn't matter. And the more you play with it and varnish or fold these lines here, the better your card's going to lay, because then pretty soon it'll look like this one and it'll lay down. Okay, so that's card number 1, really 1 and 2. Hopefully you did both of them at the same time. So let's go, whoop, I lost a pearl here. Let's go to the next card. And the next card looks like, the packet looks like this. Where's my card? Aha, and the card looks like this. So let me get my birthday stamp out here. Put it on a block. Got my black ink, we're gonna need that too. So let me show you what I did to get this. This is called the gatefold card. It's like a, anyway, I think it's called a gatefold. I can't remember what those, Dutch door. There we go. Come on, Kathy's waking up. This is a Dutch door fold because it's like those little Dutch doors. And what I did this was I took a piece of basic black cardstock. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I took it in my paper trimmer. Now here's my fold line. I'm going to turn it this way. I put it at 2.5, and I cut from the top of my cardstock, this is my fold here, down to that fold line, like this. And then I took those two pieces and put them to the right. I lined it back up at 4 1/4, and then I just cut down with my trimmer until this corner piece right here came loose, like that. And that's how I got the gatefold for your card. Okay, but yours is already cut. You don't have to worry about that. That's just if you want to write on your measurement sheet, if you want to make more cards. So let's go ahead and we're going to stamp first again. I want this one to be happy birthday. So I'm going to just lay my white on my yellow. I'm not going to attach them in case I have to re-stamp it. And I'm going to lay them in here and just kind of take a flower and lay it here. So now I know I want my words to be up there. But I want to stamp first, like I said, just in case that I have a boo-boo or an oops, and that way I can turn my paper over. So take it like that. That looks pretty good, even looks pretty straight. Set that down and hold it. Ooh, nice. I like that. Let me cover this up just so I don't get my fingers in there. And now let's just layer everything together. So naturally we're going to take that piece of basic white and layer it onto the Daffodil Delight. Like that. Take that Daffodil Delight and layer it on the inside of our card base. Now I do want to remind you that when you fold your Dutch door, make sure that you line up this corner here so that it lines up along here and is straight. Okay, now let's take our Designer Series paper here and just layer that onto the smaller piece of Daffodil Delight. Oh, yikes. Try to get it straight. There, that's better. And then we're going to just layer this onto the front of our card. And now I'm going to try to get my Daffodil Delight lined up this way so that it looks like it's one sheet on my card. And you open it up, and this is where you would write your greeting, is down here underneath your little door. When we put our flowers together, I'm going to just take a little bit of liquid glue on 3 of them. Well, maybe I am. What happened to my liquid? There he goes. Thank you. A little bit there, a little bit there. And then just lay these on top to give it lots of, so your full flower, we don't want a skimpy flower, we want a nice full flower. Just so you know, I punched these out, whoops, with the, I think it's called the medium daisy punch, not just the daisy punch or the larger one, it's the smaller one, which is called the medium. And the last one, like this. Well, now he's moved. There we go. Now with that liquid glue, I have time, maybe, to scooch him around. There we go, and get him into place where I want him. Now I have those 3, and then just a little bit more liquid glue in the center. I have these 3 little glimmer centers cut out. Now these centers are cut out with the arranger wreath. There's a little flower or center in that die set, and it works perfect in your little daisy punch. Okay, so then I'm going to take, and I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue, and in fact I need I'm going to use my silicone mat just so I don't get glue on my surface. A piece of scratch paper would work too. But I'm going to open this up because I don't want to get glue on the inside of my card. So I'm going to open it up like this. A little bit of glue on the back of my flower, and it doesn't take much. And then I'm going to just lay them right there. And this one, maybe a little bit of liquid glue, and lay him right there. Hold it down. Now I'm going to turn it over and make sure that I didn't get any glue where I don't want it. Nope, and I didn't. So they're fine, just like that. There's no glue showing on this side so that my card won't be glued shut. Wouldn't that be awful? And then on this one, because I want the dimensional as close to the edge as I can, and I'm going to use 2 of them, I'm going to set my dimensionals right here on my card base. Really, now it's a whole card, right like this. Take those backings off and set that one right here in the center. And now that's popped up just a little bit, and my card looks like that. Love that card. I think it's so springy and happy and fun. I think this would make a beautiful Mother's Day card too. Okay, time to go on to the 3rd card. So our 3rd card packet looks like this. Let me find the already made card. Like this. I need to take out my thank you stamp, so let me real quick clean my happy birthday. Put that away. And thank you. Put him right there. Okay, so in this packet, all these little pieces. So you know, on this piece, I took a piece that was 8.5 by 5.5, your normal card base. And this piece here is just that piece that I cut off the edge. So I just took and cut off 1 1/4 inches off the edge here. And then I trimmed it down to 4 inches because I didn't want it quite that long. Okay, and then there's a little score line here at the 3/4 inch. And we'll fold that over. But we're going to do stuff that later. First thing I'm going to do right off the bat is I'm going to take my circle here and just put some liquid glue all over one. You have 2 per card of these black circles. I'm going to put glue all over like that. Lay my piece of, my strip of cardstock that's scored down here pretty close to the edge here. And then with just a little bit more glue on that strip, I'm going to glue those 2 circles together. Like that. Making sure they line up perfect. So now I have the little arm for my card. And fold this one back. Okay? So it looks like that. Then when we lay it in here and lay it this way, it's going to look nice for you. Oh, you can't even see it because it's black on black. You'll have to trust. Well, let's go ahead and put this piece of Designer Series paper down, and then you can see what I'm talking about. This piece of Designer Series paper just goes right here on the front. Wait, I need work to it so I can get in the camera. There we go. On the front of our card base here. Now our inside, I didn't stamp anything on. I just gave a little bit of room, and to me that's just enough room to write your message. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And the embossed part is on the right. Let me make sure because I get my right and my left mixed up. Yes, on the right side, so it peeks out when you close your card. So it goes like that. Lay that down. No, don't lay that down yet. Wait, hold on. My bad. We need to tuck this piece here. Let me put a little bit of glue here on the back of this piece on the fold because we're going to tuck this under. I almost forgot that part. We're going to tuck that under that basic white piece right there. So it looks like that. Did you see that? Whew, I almost messed up. Okay, and then it goes like that. I'm gonna hit the bone folder with this piece here so it folds a little bit better. And then this piece has got a little bit of weight to it. And of course, if you want it up higher, I like it down here so you can see more of that pretty designer series paper, but you could put this anywhere you want on your card. So then let's just go ahead and stamp our sentiment on our circle. And now I'm gonna stamp it as close to the bottom as I can so that my butterfly is gonna be to the top of our circle. Lean over, try to get it straight, although it's a circle, it doesn't really matter. Lay that down like that, hold it, let that ink sink in. Nice. Here again, if you weren't happy, you could turn it over and make sure, because one side is nicer than the other, so start with the nicer side. The stitch marks wise, I don't know, maybe you can't turn it over because of the stitch. I totally could use either side. I'm gonna lay that down with some liquid glue right here on the circle. Now I used the liquid glue because to try to line up those circles, it's such a small border. I want to be able to move it around for just a second and get it as straight as I can, or even with the border. And then I'm going to do the same thing, putting it onto the front of our card. A little bit of liquid glue there, and then lay this right here, getting it straight. That looks pretty good, just like that. Then with my butterflies here, I'm going to put just a dimensional on the back of the bigger butterfly. And really here you could use either pattern. Whoop, I like the stripe pattern. I'm going to go stick with that one. And put him down. And then I think I was going to use a glue dot. Oh, you could, I'm going to use a glue dot here. You could use your liquid glue too, but I think my glue dot's going to be a little bit faster. Make sure I have, oh, I can't even tell which is the good side and the bad side, so he must not have a bad side. Yay. Lay my little butterfly right here. And then I thought I had bling in this packet. I must not have. You will have a little bling to put in the center of your card, or the center of your butterfly in your packet. So we'll just take one of those and place it right there. There we go. Cute, right? And that the little weight of those two circles together, not only does it make this side look nice, but it kind of holds the card shut too, which is nice. And like I said, after you've opened it and closed it a few more times, your card will close like that all the way. Okay, on to the final card. Looks like this, without a cat hair. There we go. Your packet looks like this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two strips right here, and I'm going to just place them at the top and the bottom of this, the larger piece of Poppy Parade, and just get my border so they center on the three sides. So it looks nice like that. And then the same thing down here. Like that. Excuse me. And then on this piece, I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue. Now this is 11 inches by 2 3/4, I think. I don't know, you have to look in your measurements, but it's scored and folded in half at 5 1/2. And I'm gonna put glue on the back. Just wanna make sure that it opens the right way. So that's why I haven't even put my designer series paper or anything on there, because that way it doesn't matter. You just wanna make sure that it opens this way. So the fold is gonna line up with this side of the card. I'm gonna try to get it in the center here and lay that down. Let's see if I have it straight. Yep, I do, just like that. Okay, then your designer series paper, a little bit of tape runner like this. Center that right here on the front of your card. Let me get rid of that noise. Okay, sorry about that. This piece, now these two pieces we want to stamp on really quick. On the inside of mine, I put today is great because all about you, the great person you are, and the things that you do. So I'm going to mount that one. Is that the little thing? Nope, that's the wrong one. This one. So let me clean this block, or this stamp. I'm going to put him away, or I'm going to just stick him right there for now. Whoop, and put this mount on here. And then the congratulations, I'm going to mount on this block. And that's what we're going to stamp on these two pieces here. Oh, look, I found my bling from my last packet. It was in there. Okay, ink this up in Memento Black. Stamp this down. I'm going to go toward the top so I have a little bit of room to write at the bottom. Try to get it straight. Lay it down right there. Hold it in. Let that ink sink in a little bit. Nice. I'll take that. And then with that congratulations, same thing. Now this is a tag from the dies The Tasteful Touches, I believe it's called. I'm going to stamp that down right there in the center. Let's see if I got that one straight. Yep, I think I did pretty good there too. So now, let me put some stuff away real quick and clean up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take this white piece. This is the inside. A little bit of tape or tape runner on the back of that one. Put that right there. And then with just a couple dimensionals, in fact, I'm going to use 3 right along the center here. With this one. And lay that right here, front center of our card. I think that looks pretty good. And then last, we need those little butterflies. Now you can see that the butterflies in your kit are Poppy Parade, but yet the packet that I took them from, they don't have Poppy Parade. I just colored them with my blend marker. And now the oh boy, purple posy one and the terracotta tile, really nice colored to be, now they're Poppy Parade. And look how cute those are on the card. Oh, and you know, look, I lost my sticker. My glue stayed there, so I'm going to put my little glue right here. Glue dot, because they're stuck on a glue dot, although I didn't get it with my scissors. And then I can just add my butterfly back to that glue dot there, just like that. So there you go. So there's our 8 cards, 2 of 4 different designs. I hope the video helped. I just want to tell you thank you for purchasing the packet. The April Stamp a Greeting class I'm working on now. Just so you know, there'll be a masculine card in there. I'm kind of excited. I'm not very good at getting masculine cards out, but this time I definitely have a masculine card in our Stamp a Greeting. I'm going to add a stamp set to my Stamp a Greeting for next month. And I'm probably, well, I'm definitely going to use the Happiest of Birthdays and the Happy Thoughts. And mainly just because we need a big stamp like this. So if you have a stamp set that's close to this, you don't have to buy one. But otherwise, if you plan on doing the Stamp a Greeting in April, these are the 2 stamp sets that I'm going to use, along with just some black Memento ink. Alrighty, thanks again. Hope you have a great day. Have fun making your cards. Bye-bye.